Brent has always told me, we've hung out a bunch. He's always told me that Rob O'Neill didn't kill Bin Laden, and I always thought it was a conspiracy. Um, it was one of those things. So he was on my podcast promoting his cigar line, First Responders Cigar Company, and Brent Tucker is a retired Delta Force operator from the U.S. Army. He's not a first responder; as never has been. He created a coffee company and a cigar company to be able to. It's not a non-profit; it is a for-profit company, but he donates large amounts of money to first responders that need help. Right, so not to segue, but to explain his stuff. And I know he's been on your show, but
Yep.
he does. I can say when a first responder's roof caves in or child gets sick, he's the first one writing a big check because that he has such a passion for first responders. So we were promoting his cigar company. I think it's episode 37, 36, maybe 35. I don't know. I can't remember. And at the very end of the episode, he goes, and I'd be a liar like Rob O'Neill. And so I said, hey, man, hold on. Everyone's going to want to hear you say that, explain this. So he took 2 minutes of a 50-minute podcast. It had nothing to do with it. The podcast had nothing to do with this. And he explained that Rob O'Neill didn't kill Osama bin Laden. So I went home, I posted it, and then I cropped it into a clip for all the social medias, and it went viral. And then Rob O'Neill got a hold of it. And it's been a fuck. Oh, sorry. Could you swear?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Say whatever you want.
It's been a fucking roller coaster of a good time. As far as when I say a good time, I mean like a hype for like a UFC fight. Like you just can't buy this type of promotion. The problem is that we did some back and forth with Rob, and he said some things on his podcasts about us, and so we did a Rob O'Neill breakdown episode that just came out 2 days ago, Monday at midnight, where Brent goes into detail how Rob is lying in every instance he's ever said anything about it. And so but the problem is we filmed it on a Thursday. Rob got arrested on Saturday for drunken disorderly and assault in Texas. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, so we filmed that on a Thursday. I think it was Thursday last week. We had nothing in the tank. We didn't have any backup episodes. It had to be released. We didn't have a choice. 2 days after we filmed that, Rob O'Neill flies into Texas to do a podcast. They wrap up the podcast. They start partying. Rob ends up in jail for drunken disorderly and assault. He bonds out and goes back to Montana. And that's all. And also during this altercation, it's reported that he called the bouncer or security guard the N-word.
Oh, yeah. That's a career ender.
Yeah. So
don't do that.
Poor Rob is going through it. And now it kind of took a little bit out of the fun of all this because he is going through his own things. Because it's the right thing to do. We're not stopping what we're doing, but I think we're trying to do a little bit more tastefully now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good time. We're hoping eventually at the end of all this, Rob sits down with us and
tells his side.
We can bury the hatchet. We can agree to disagree, whatever. But
yeah,
I think he's got to man up and come, or we go to him. And like I said, worst case, we just agree to disagree. And Brent proposed all of his facts and proof, and Rob does his, and then we're done. But I don't think Rob's gonna do that.